The most common criticism of Wind and Truth is that it narrowed too hard, that it left characters behind that readers had been following for 10 years. Natalie made an argument in our very first episode that directly contradicts that criticism. She hadn't noticed the contradiction until I pointed it out. And then she had to answer for it. You said, in our first episode, your exact words, the Cosmere's greatest strength is sustained interiority. You argued, for most of that episode, that the reason these books are extraordinary is the thing they do that no screen can replicate. The depth of being inside someone's head for hundreds of pages. You said that.
I did say that.
Wind and Truth is the most interior Stormlight book, by a significant margin. You just spent 20 minutes explaining how Kaladin's arc this book is defined by interiority. So, Natalie, if sustained interiority is the Cosmere's greatest strength, why are you arguing that this book, the most interior one, broke something?
I was wondering when you were going to do that.
I've been holding on to it for 3 blocks.
I know, I could tell.
Well...
Okay, here's my honest answer. I was not wrong in episode 1. Sustained interiority is the Cosmere's greatest strength, and Wind and Truth deploys it, maximally. The Kaladin material in this book is the most sustained, most ambitious interiority Sanderson has ever attempted, and it's incredible. I'm not arguing it isn't.
But
What I was describing in episode 1 was the strength of interiority within an ensemble structure. The power of being inside Kaladin's head for 100 pages works in the previous books, partly because you've just spent 50 pages with Shallan and 50 pages with Dalinar. The contrast creates the depth. The movement between interior experiences is what makes each one land harder. Wind and Truth gives you Kaladin's interiority without the same level of counterweight. And without counterweight, the interiority changes. It's still powerful, but it's different.
So the ensemble structure amplifies the interiority.
I'm saying the ensemble was doing work that we didn't notice until it was reduced.
Okay. That's actually a really interesting answer, and I'm slightly upset that I can't fully refute it. But here's my counter. I think there's a version of what you're describing that is just reader preference dressed up as structural analysis. Because the readers who loved Wind and Truth, the 5-star reviews, the best Sanderson has ever written crowd, they're also getting sustained interiority. And they're not missing the ensemble the same way. They came for Kaladin's arc. They got it. They found the counterweight in the Seth flashbacks, in the way Seth and Kaladin's arcs mirror each other. That is structure. It's a different structure.
I agree. The Kaladin-Seth mirror is intentional and effective. The Contest of Champions gives the book a unifying framework that the previous books didn't have. You could argue that's actually more structurally controlled, not less. But readers who internalize the previous structure experience the change as a loss, even when they could see the new structure was working.
So the issue is not that Wind and Truth is structurally worse. The issue is that it's structurally surprising.
After 10 years and 4,000 pages, the structure was so deeply internalized that different felt like broken.
Which is almost Sanderson's fault for being so consistent in the first place.
He was too reliable, and now the deviation hurts. That might be the most unusual criticism of a writer I've ever heard.
But it's true! If books 1 through 4 had been more variable, if Oathbringer had narrowed the ensemble and Rhythm of War widened it again, we'd have been trained to expect variability. The contract only has the power it has because Sanderson honored it so completely for 4 books.
Okay, here's where I actually land. And this surprised me when I got here.
Where?
I think the contract was unsustainable.
Okay.
Not because Sanderson is losing capacity. His craft is as sharp as ever, and Wind and Truth is evidence of that. But because the contract required increasing scope with each book. More characters, more threads, more simultaneous arcs, more things converging in the avalanche. And Rhythm of War is already at the ceiling. Adding another book at the same structural level would have started to feel mechanical, like executing a formula rather than telling a story.
So Sanderson had to break the contract.
I think he had to try something different.